Hello, dear friends. We are back with Alessandro De Angelis. You know that Alessandro is taking a number of videos with me and is trying to introduce to you guys his research, historical research, based on historical fonts. And of course, this has got nothing to do with beliefs or religions or something else. So we are left in the two videos that we already done. We just answered some question and answers. If you have questions and answers, you can write to me or Alessandro, and then Alessandro and I will be happy to answer your questions. And so we left with the family of Jesus. It's a quite complicated, not complicated story, but if we look at other fonts, we discover that maybe it's probable, who knows, but you know, there are fonts, so we are based on fonts, that Jesus was actually the son of Herod, and Mary Boethus, who was the wife of Jesus. Now, since we are approaching Easter, maybe it would be nice, some people would be interested in knowing the real reasons. Well, actually not the real reasons, some of the reasons which do not depend on the Gospels, we all know the Gospels, which led to the process of Jesus, and then to his condemnation to crucifixions. So thank you very much, thank you Alessandro. Grazie Alessandro di essere con noi. Ho un poco introdotto l'argomento di oggi, che è le ragioni per cui Gesù, figlio di Erode e di Maria Boeto, è stato processato, e quindi direi che possiamo partire.
In questo schema abbiamo messo le mogli di Erode e i figli. Da Doris ebbe Antipatro e fu giustiziato da Erode per la cospirazione per uccidere suo padre, Erode il Grande, nel 4 a.C. Da Mariamne o Maria l'Asmonea ebbe Aristobolo e Alessandro, uccisi anche loro da Erode il Grande nel 7 a.C. per cospirazione contro il padre. Poi abbiamo Marianne II Boeto, da cui ebbe Gesù ed Erode. Questo Erode è Erode che sposò Erodiade, da cui nacque Salomè. Altra moglie, Maltace, da cui ebbe Archelao, che morì nel 18, e il tetrarca Antipa. Poi Cleopatra, da cui ebbe Filippo, morì nel 34, ed Erode. Noi abbiamo visto nella puntata precedente che ci fu uno sdoppiamento di Maria con Maria di Cleopatra, Maria di Cleopa, e questo sdoppiamento i padri amanuensi lo hanno fatto anche per quanto riguarda le mogli di Erode, sdoppiando Maria Boeto con Cleopatra. In realtà è un'unica persona, Maria Cleopatra Boeto, che ebbe come figli Erode, Filippo e Gesù. Infatti, ancora una volta ci troviamo nella situazione, in Maria e Maria di Cleopa, un padre che mette il nome Maria e Maria a due sorelle, è assurdo. Anche in questo caso abbiamo un Erode che avrebbe messo il suo nome Erode a il figlio che ebbe da Maria Boeto e a un altro figlio che ebbe da Cleopatra. Di questa Cleopatra non si dice niente, di questo Erode non si dice niente, perché proprio perché fu uno sdoppiamento di Maria Cleopatra Boeto con Maria Boeto e Cleopatra di Gerusalemme.
Okay, so we start from trying to recollect. I'll put Alessandro on solo because there is the blackboard there, and you can follow maybe better the number wise of Herods. So we do start with, let me just put Alessandro there. We start with the wives of Herod. as you can see in the blackboard, on the left of the blackboard there is the names of the wives, and on the right of the blackboard there is the names of the various sons that they had. So you remember we started with the first one. The first one is Doris. The first wife of Herod was named Doris, and Doris had from Herod two sons. One is Antipater, and yeah, that's and the other one is il secondo, no, Antipater è il figlio di Doris, giusto? Sì,
Sì,
ok.
verrà ucciso nel 4 avanti Cristo.
Antipater, try to remember these numbers. Antipater was killed on the 4 before Christ, okay, by Herod, because you know, Herod was thinking that he was doing a conspiracy against him. The second wife was Mariamne the first Asmonea, from which Herod had three sons: Aristopolo, Alessandro, and another one. Il secondo chi è? Che non mi ricordo.
Alexander, 7 avanti Cristo verranno uccisi per cospirazione contro Erode.
Okay, and these three, sorry for the confusion, will be killed again in the 7 after Christ, before Christ, by Herod. Then we do have Maria, the second Mariamne, the second Boetus, also named Maria Boetus, Mary Boetus, from which Herod had two sons, Jesus and Herod. This Herod, the son of Herod the king, married Herodiade, from which he had Salome. So we remember that Salome is the daughter of Herod, which is the son of Maria Boetus, which is married to Herod, and also the brother of Jesus. Remember also that Maria Boetus has also from another marriage other 4 children. From Theuda he had James, Joseph, Yehuda, and Simon, the other brothers of Jesus, which are named in the Gospels. And then we have another wife of Herod, is called Maltace, the Samaritan, from which Herod had also a kid, Archelao, which has been called in 18 after Christ, and another one, and Antipa, that's an important name. And then we have Cleopatra. Another Cleopatra is another wife of Herod, according to what we read, from which Herod had Philip and Herod. Again, another Herod. Now, if we go and make some extensive research, we discover that again, when they were copying the manuscripts, also in the Josephus Flavius, we do understand that Mary Boetus and Cleopatra, they are actually the same person. Well, they've been doubled. And you can see it also from the fact that there is the same name Herod, which generally the king, a father gives only one name to whatever. And then we have Marianne Boetus, who's got Jesus and Herod, and Cleopatra, who's actually is Mary Boetus, and her real name is Mary Cleopatra Boetus, like we showed in the other videos, is Herod. So we have Philip, Herod again, and Jesus. Actually, the point is that of one of these Herods, the son of Cleopatra, we don't find anything. We don't find any reference. This is sort of suspicions that probably this Herod didn't exist and the two Cleopatras, the two Marys are the same. Ok, andiamo avanti.
Nel 34 d.C. morì il tetrarca Filippo e Antipa si recò dall'imperatore Tiberio a Roma per chiedere che gli fosse data la tetrarchia di Filippo. Per fare questo, cosa fece? perché si mise Filippo aveva sposato la figlia di Erodiade e di Erode, Salomè. Quindi si mise d'accordo Antipa con Erodiade per unirsi in matrimonio con lei, di nascosto dal marito Erode, ok? E andò da Tiberio e accusò di sedizione contro Roma Erode, suo fratello Erode, che è fratello di Gesù da parte materna, anche di Maria Boeto.
Okay,
L'imperatore
let's
Tiberio disse di sequestrare tutti i beni di Erode e di mandarli a lui.
ok, va bene fino a qui. Ok, so Filippo, sorry, I need the other screen. Philip, which was the son of Mary and Boetus of Cleopatra, died in 34 after Christ. And for these reasons, his brothers, Antipa, for instance, they went to the Emperor Tiberius in Rome to ask for the regality. Actually, more or less, this is the situation. So I'm trying to read what I wrote. Tiberio, what he's doing is just giving the regality to Antipa, but in order to do that, Antipa he tries a sort of little trick, and he hidingly marries Herodiade. Okay, for this reason, then Tiberio orders not to kill Herod, but just to get all his richness away from him. I'm not sure if I've been clear, but anyway, let's carry on.
Ora vado avanti?
Sì.
Antipa aveva un amministratore che si chiamava Cuza. La moglie di Cuza era Giovanna, si chiamava, ed era una discepola di Gesù. Avvisò Gesù di quello che stava facendo Antipa, loro avvisarono la moglie di Antipa, perché Antipa era sposato, di quello che voleva fare suo marito, che l'avrebbe ripudiata per sposare Erodiade. Quindi la moglie di Antipa prese le sue ricchezze e mandò i suoi messi al Macheronte, dove c'era il padre, che era il re Nabateo Areta IV.
Okay, up to here, because I was not clear in the previous things. So we have Antipa, who's trying to get the regality, and in order to do this, is marrying Herodias. Herodias was married to Herod. Tiberius, who didn't know exactly what was happening, orders that all the richness of Herod to be confiscated, all whatever he had. Now, not of Herod, of Antipas. Now, what happened is that the administrator of Antipa was named Cuza, whose wife was named Giovanna in Italian, I don't know, that's John, the name of the wife. He was the administrator, and also she was a follower of John the Baptist. Now, what happens is that Cuza advises Herod and puts all, with him they put all the things that Herod and Antipa had, they put it in the fortress of the Macheronte. Now, the Macheronte was under protection of del papà, no? Del padre
Areta, the king Areta IV.
he was under protection of the king Areta IV. And now we go on from this. We remember that this king, questo re era il padre di?
Era il suocero di Antipa, il padre della moglie di Antipa. Non sappiamo come si chiamasse la moglie di Antipa.
Okay, so we do know that the Macheronte fortress was under control of the father-in-law of Antipa. We also know that Antipa, è stato Antipa che ha mandato tutte le sue ricchezze a Macheronte, giusto?
No, la moglie di Antipa ha
La
mandato,
moglie. We also know, yeah.
ha mandato
Okay,
i
we
suoi
also know that,
mezzi al Macheronte
sì.
dal padre per mandargli i
So
suoi
we
beni.
also know that the wife of Antipa sent all that she had in the fortress of the Macheronte. Ok, let's go on. Va bene.
A questo punto Giovanni Battista, racconta lo storiografo Tito Flavio Giuseppe, si scagliò contro Antipa, accusandolo di aver sposato Erodiade quando suo marito Erode era ancora in vita. Erode era fratello di Antipa, violando le leggi ebraiche. Tito Flavio Giuseppe ci racconta che Giovanni Battista stava sollevando il popolo, i suoi racconti e i suoi erano giunti al più alto grado di sedizione contro il popolo, e Antipa, avendo paura che il popolo si rivoltasse contro di lui, lo catturò e lo imprigionò nel Macheronte. Questa è un falso, un'aggiunta, in quanto il Macheronte era sotto il dominio del re Areta IV, che mandò addirittura il suo esercito contro quello di Erode, sconfiggendolo.
Okay, so by hearing these stories, the king Areta IV, who was in control of the fortress of the Macheronte, in which his daughter, sent all that she had, the daughter married with Antipa, Areta IV, he moved war against Herod Antipa, and actually he won. Now, this is one point. Now follow this other point. Josephus Flavius in Judaic Antiquities on chapter 18 says, explains that Antipa was married, and he was married with this king, with this Nabatean king, Aretas or Petrus, and explains also that the richness of this wife had been sent to the Macheronte. Also, there is another important thing now about John the Baptist. John the Baptist, it is said that he was put as prisoner by Herod Antipas in the Macheronte. And of course, that's impossible because the Macheronte was under control of the king Ares of Petrus, which we said before. Now we have to conclude that this is either an interpolation, let's put it this way, or a fake. So technically, it's not possible that either John Baptist was in the Macheronte, like it is said, or the wife of Herod Antipas sent all this richness in the Macheronte. Ok, andiamo avanti. Why? Oh, sorry, I forgot to say just one point, Alessandro. Why? Well, this we all know. Why John the Baptist was put in prison? Because he was uprising against Herod. But the reason why he was uprising, again, this is what Alessandro is saying, is that John the Baptist said that Antipas was going against the Jewish law because he married Herodias, who was already married to the other Herod. Ok, andiamo avanti.
Altro falso dei Vangeli è il fatto che Salomè chiese la testa su un vassoio d'argento di Giovanni Battista. Perché? Perché Antipa aveva accusato il padre di Salomè, Erode, di sedizione contro Roma, e Tiberio avrebbe potuto far uccidere il padre di Salomè, Erode, e Giovanni Battista stava difendendo il padre di Salomè, Erode, dalla calunnia che aveva fatto Antipa contro suo fratello Erode.
Ok,
Quindi,
aspetta,
perché mai
no.
Salomè avrebbe dovuto chiedere la testa di Giovanni Battista che stava difendendo il padre di Salomè?
Okay, so up till now. So now, watch out to this point, and this is the way how to reason critically. You know, it's not that Alessandro is just waking up in the morning and is criticizing things. It's very interesting what he says. So watch out. We read in the Gospels that Salome, which was the daughter of Herod, asked for the head of John the Baptist. We can read it in the Gospels. Now, how can Salome, who was the daughter of Herod, could ask the life of John the Baptist if John the Baptist was defending his father? He was defending his father Herod against Antipa, because of the reasons that we said before, because he was going against the Jewish law. So again, in the Gospels, maybe there is something which is not correctly reported. Let's put it this way.
Queste aggiunte, questi falsi, sono stati creati per far morire Giovanni Battista prima di Gesù. Infatti ritroveremo ancora vivo Giovanni Battista insieme a Gesù, e lui, abbiamo dato prova che era il rabbino Yochanan ben Zakkai, che morirà nell'80 d.C. Yochanan ben Zakkai vuol dire Giovanni figlio di Zaccaria, e Giovanni Battista era Giovanni figlio di Zaccaria. Zaccaria era il figlio di Achia, un altro cugino del re Erode il Grande.
And in the book that is going to come out, or maybe, or in the books that which we said the title is the Veil of or Beyond the Veil of Exodus, but there are also other books of Alessandro, and actually we're working to see whether we can translate his books in English, but novelty will come soon, probably, I hope. Another interesting point in the Gospels is that John the Baptist is made to die before Jesus Christ. He's been arrested, as you remember, and so on. Actually, according to other texts, to other historical fonts, we do find, and Alessandro is showing this in his books, we do find John the Baptist together with Jesus much later in time. Actually, John the Baptist died in the 80 after Christ. He was a revered rabbi, and his name was Yochanan ben Zakkai, which in Hebrew means Yochanan, the son of Zachariah. And by the way, Johann the Baptist was the son of Zachariah, who was the son of Achia.
Era figlio di Achia, un cugino di Achia, era il cugino del re del Grande.
Yes, who was the cousin of Herod. Ok, avanti.
Anche questo trovato nei testi di Tito Flavio Giuseppe. Ora,
well, by the way, this is just, you can find these things in the Judaic Antiquities of Josephus Flavius.
Quindi, dopo il 34, gli unici figli di Erode ancora in vita sono Erode, Gesù ed Antipa. Cosa in quel periodo c'era uno stato di tensione tra i Parti e Roma. Ai confini dell'Armenia, il re dei Parti, Artabano III, aveva le sue legioni, e dall'altra parte c'era Vitellio con le sue legioni. Se questo stato di tensione che si era creato con il sollevamento del popolo da parte di Giovanni Battista poteva creare problemi a Roma, alle legioni romane, che potevano essere prese tra due fuochi, dagli ebrei da una parte e il re dei Parti Artabano III dall'altra. Per cui l'imperatore Tiberio, per cercare di calmare questa situazione creata da Antipa, cosa fece? Mandò uno dei suoi messi, Carios, testi di Nag Hammadi, abbiamo ritrovato tutto, a dire che fosse data la regalità a Gesù.
Okay, now we are more or less in 34 after Christ, and now Alessandro has been quoting some of this famous 1947 Coptic texts found in Nag Hammadi, which probably they are quite original because they're not been rewritten or something. They're very old, and we discover that in this period, in the Syrian area, there was tensions between the Romans and the rest of the world. Let's say on top there were the Armenians. And on the south, to go Lebanon, there was the Jewish, who were the Jewish who were rising tensions. Also, John the Baptist was part of the conspiracy and so on. And Emperor Tiberius decided to try to soften the things by giving the regality to Jesus. The reason was that Jesus was a reasonable person, was not a person who was for wars and so on. He was person who was trying to put peace. So that's why Tiberius decided to give the regality to Jesus, and he sent in 34 after Christ, he sent his ambassadors to give this regality to Jesus. At the time, we do remind that there were three brothers living of all the sons of Herod. One was Jesus, and then we have Herod was the brother of Jesus, and then we have Antipas, the other Antipas. Ok, avanti.
A questo punto Antipa si trovò scalzato da Gesù da parte dell'imperatore Tiberio. Quindi cosa fece? Chiamò i sommi sacerdoti, li minacciò di morte per taglio della testa se non avessero accusato Gesù di sedizione contro Roma davanti a Pilato, e si fece dare una grossa somma di denaro dai sommi sacerdoti per corrompere Pilato per giustiziare Gesù.
Okay, so at this point, what happens is that the plans of Antipa to get regality, they were going to liquefy. So what happens is that Antipa, he goes to the Synedrium, he goes to the high priests, and he just menaces them, try to with money and so on, and even he tries to menace them by just cutting their head, and also is asking them conspicuous amounts of money, so to corrupt the governor Pilatus in order to accuse Jesus Christ. So that's the reason is that Jesus Christ was promised, or was Tiberius had the plan to give the regality to Jesus. Antipa was not very happy about that, so he went to the high priests, and by menacing them, he also extorted some money. With this money, he corrupted the governor Pilatus. Ok?
Domanda: ma come potevano accusare Gesù di lesa maestà contro Roma, dal momento che era stato lo stesso imperatore Tiberio a dire che la regalità fosse data a Gesù?
Okay, question. How come that this high priest could even accuse Jesus of acting against Rome, of something that he did, while the regality was given to him, was going to be given to him directly by Emperor Tiberius. That wouldn't be possible. What's the answer? Qual è la risposta?
Nel 6 dopo Cristo, Archelao, uno dei figli di Erode, era etnarca e anche della Giudea. Per cattiva amministrazione gli fu tolta l'etnarchia da parte di Roma e la Giudea fu annessa alla Siria, che era provincia romana, quindi tornò sotto l'egido di Roma.
Okay, now just going a little bit back, we almost finished. We're going to see that actually the Gospels, they don't really say the truth, but they say the truth in such a way. So in the 6th before Christ, after Christ, Archelao, who already we saw him was one of the sons of Herod, was also the ethnarch of Judea. Well, by the way, what does it mean, ethnarch? Well, in Greek, you say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There were 7 of these. Ethna is 7. So there were 7 provinces. It was the ethnarch is the governor of one of the provinces, and the provinces was the province of Judea, the Judea, where Jesus was coming from. And now on 6 after Christ, Archelao has been disposed by the emperor because he was not a good administrator, and the province of Judea was annexed to Syria, so belonging directly to the Roman Empire.
Infatti, l'accusa che mossero contro Gesù fu quella di volersi fare re della Giudea. Pilato accusò Gesù: sei tu il re dei Giudei, di volersi essere fatto re della Giudea, e quindi l'accusa era di lesa maestà contro Roma. Oltretutto, questo prova il fatto che Gesù era veramente l'ultimo figlio del re Erode il Grande. Ecco perché la regalità poteva aspettare solamente ai figli del re Erode il Grande. Ecco perché Tiberio voleva dare poi la regalità a Gesù, essendo l'ultimo figlio del re Erode.
We do arrive to the point why what was the accusation made by the high priest to Jesus Christ. The accusation was that he was pretending to be the king of Judea, who was annexed to Syria in the 6th after Christ. Remember, we are in 34 after Christ now, right? And this is the reasons why Pilato said he could accuse Jesus Christ of conspiracy against Rome, because like we read in the Gospels, it is said that he decided to become king of Judea. So that was technically the technical reason why Jesus has been processed by Governor Pilatus. But just to make a resume, we saw that I was forgetting what Alessandro says, and this is, let's say, another indirect proof, if you want, that Jesus was actually the son of Herod, because the regality would be given only to the sons of Herod, and this is precisely what Tiberius tried to do. He tried to give the regality to Jesus, who was one of the last sons of Tiberius. So actually, let's say we saw another point of view, if you want it this way, on the real reasons why Jesus Christ has been processed. I'm sorry, because the first part has been quite didascalic, so it's been quite not complicated, let's say, but all the names and so on had to be put in order, and I lost a little bit the sign, but I hope that you've been following a little bit. Abbiamo da aggiungere qualcos'altro, Alessandro? Penso per ora forse...
No, oggi finiamo qui. Nella prossima puntata faremo vedere come Gesù si salvò dalla crocifissione e morirà nel 68, nel febbraio del 68 d.C., durante la prima guerra giudaica.
Okay, so we stop here because actually it was quite a dense, quite dense information that we had. In the next video, we will talk about the life of Jesus after this period, which is 34, and actually apparently there's many sayings. Apparently Jesus Christ lived until the 68 after Christ, and we're going to say how the go. Well, actually, in case you want to join my channel, Adriano Silisano, that would be good, so you can help us also in growing and maybe doing other nice things. Grazie, thank you very much to Alessandro for his time. Grazie Alessandro per il tuo tempo e ci vedremo, spero, la prossima volta.
Grazie
che sarà,
tutti.
penso, fra una settimana o due, sarà Pasqua, for Easter time, more or less. Thank you very much. Bye bye.